This perpetual subject of what is life, what is purpose of life, I think is going to go for the rest of the life and beyond. There is no end to this journey of discovery of the depths of what life, the meaning, the purpose is, can be, should be. It's a never-ending, ongoing self-discovery subject, and I'm just sharing an aspect of it. Often we think life is what happens to us, which means we feel life is sort of predestined, life is fact-based. Is it dark? Is it light? Am I poor? Am I rich? Am I beautiful? Am I healthy? What are my relationships? What kind of job I have? The scene that is unfolding in front of me is life. One could look at it that way. What if life is not what is unfolding in front of you? Life is not the landscape that we see, that we experience unfolding in front of us, opening in front of us like a movie. Life is not the background stuff that happens. Life is not the cards that we are dealt with, the good fortune, the bad fortune, the fairness or the unfairness of it. But life is the choices we make. Life is what we do or how we play the cards. Life is also the attitude with which we play the cards. Life is also the enthusiasm we bring to the play. Life is also the acceptance of the cards we are dealt with. Life is a choice. Life is a series of choices we make every moment. And the choices we make, or the choices we choose to make, or the decisions we make, the actions we take, and the actions means the thoughts we think also, how we feel. That is our reaction or response, or what we reflect on the landscape of life. And what we choose in terms of what we think and how we feel about our circumstances or situations is based on our values, is based on what we think as more important than something else, the prioritization. And life is also a choice based on our fears, our shortcomings, our weaknesses, and our desires. So the crux of it, or the new discovery, so to speak, is that we respond to the cards we're dealt with, or we respond to the landscape of life, or we respond to the unfolding of life and create a new life out of it, the future life, the present life, based on our fears, our desires, our beliefs, and what we want to do. I wonder if we are already wired that I want to experience something, that I want to do something, that I want to make a certain choice, as if from before birth. Like the soul has a certain, you can call it a desire, you can call it a certain choice, um, a mission, or a ticket to ride. And the canvas of life, the circumstances appear out of nowhere because it's complex. There are billions of people, there are unlimited possibilities, and one of those possibilities unfold. Some of them are based on our fears, and some of them are based on what we really want, a challenge, an opportunity, right or wrong, good or bad, likable or not, desirable or not, favorable or not, stupid or smart, should have done that, should have not done that, I'm glad I did what I did, I'm so mad at myself, whatever it is. We all did what we wanted to do. I did what I wanted to do at that time based on my fears, my desires, and my weaknesses, and my strengths, and my aspirations, and my values, and my priorities, and my faith, and my doubts, all of it. Put it all together, we squeeze it on the carpet of life, or the cards we're dealt with, and we color it or we paint it. The key here is coming to terms with my choices, accepting, first of all, acknowledging that, yes, that's what happened, versus wanting something else to take place, and accepting that, yes, yeah, whatever happened did happen. It was not what I wanted. It is what happened. And looking it squarely in the eyes, coming to peace with it, that I did what I wanted to do. Maybe I would not have done that today. That's not the point. Somehow, that's the choice I made. And I made that choice. Maybe I was afraid. Maybe I really was looking for an opportunity to make that choice. It may not be a good one. Maybe I didn't want to make a good choice. Maybe I didn't want to make a favorable choice. Maybe I didn't want to make a winning choice. Maybe I did not want to feel good. Maybe I chose to be miserable, even though no one wants to be miserable. That is life. What does it mean moving forward? That means I can choose my life moving forward. I can even choose my values. I can shift my priorities. I can get rid of my fears. I can be at peace with my desires instead of feeling guilty about my desires. I can even desire my desires. I can even like my desires. If there is something that is undesirable that I'm desiring, I can get rid of it. I'll say, yep, I want it, but you know something? I don't really want it, or I shouldn't really want it. My values don't speak to that. Get rid of it. Get rid of those lowly desires. I can choose my desires. Get rid of my fears. And I can accept my weaknesses. I can accept my faults. I can say, you know something, I'm not really good at it. Let somebody else take care of it. Or my strengths are somewhere else. I've made certain mistakes. They were my faults. These are my faults. And I don't want to repeat my faults or my mistakes. And that happens by accepting the wrong that I've done in the past. Accepting that I made a mistake. I don't have to really announce it to people. If I do announce it to the person who I really did wrong, that would be really cathartic or healing for that person and for yourself. That's very nice. That's a very mature way of dealing with it. And hopefully the other person will also be mature enough and accept that in a mature fashion. The sooner I sort of admit my mistake to myself, come to peace with it, amend myself, and resolve to not to do it again, that is a part of tapas, the transformation, the acceptance of the fault based on my values and priorities, and say, I will not do this again. Actually, it's not that I will, saying that I will not do this, that doesn't mean anything. You actually don't do it again. You will not do it again because you know better. You're more closely aligned to yourself, your values. It's impossible for you to turn back. Empowering life, powerful life. You can achieve anything. You will achieve what you want to achieve. It's unstoppable. It's almost like you get a new lease of life. Then life is just unstoppable. Life stops when you stop. Very freeing.